My guess is it was done for $6 million, and was done in 2 months. That's my guess. And we're all going to have to rise to the challenge.
It seems like every day a new AI product comes out. ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, Elon's Grok, which I bet is what he calls his thing in the bedroom. And you may remember Donald Trump just announced this.
Announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States.
Well, it seems like they weren't moving fast enough, and it looks like $500 billion might be something of an inflated bill. And it's not just this new Stargate that's going to have problems. Big tech companies have been leveraging these investments into AI in order to increase their stock value, largely on the pretense that AI is expensive to develop. But according to Deepseek, their new AI, which is just as good or better than ChatGPT, only costs $5.6 million to train, which is much less than the $100 million to $1 billion that AI chief executives estimated it cost.
So Deepseek is a company out of China. It is a startup. As you said, it's about a year old. They have a model called Deepseek V3, and in the last little bit, they released R1, which is a reasoning engine, and it's open source on an MIT license. You can download it. The magic here is that instead of taking months to train and hundreds of millions of dollars, it took under 2 months to train and cost under, according to the company, under $6 million to train. When you download it, you can post-train it, and pre-trained transformer models need to be post-trained in order to be valuable. And the compute cost is a fraction. We're talking a few percentage points fraction of what it costs to use the large language models from the big hyperscalers and foundational model builders like OpenAI or Anthropic or any of the other large foundational model builders. So this cost savings, along with the basically lightweight of the model, meaning you can download it and run it on a laptop, has sent kind of shivers through the spines.
And the markets are panicking. And I've buried the lead a little bit here, because while this evaluation of about $6 million in order to train this AI does undercut what these tech companies are saying it costs to develop these AI products, in addition to that, DeepSeek is open source. That means that anybody can download the AI directly and then tweak the program to do whatever you want. If I was trying to build an AI product and I needed unlimited access to something like ChatGPT, well, that's going to cost me $200 a month in order to have unlimited access. DeepSeek's model, which is more efficient than the O1 ChatGPT model, is free. Not only is it free, being able to host the AI model natively on your computer completely opens the realm of possibility of what a person can do using the AI model. So not only are investors adjusting their investments based on what they now think it takes to train one of these models, but they're also realizing that the customer base for a company like OpenAI is completely decimated. It's only a matter of time before open source programs that do the same thing that OpenAI's programs do, like image generation, voice generation, and data analysis, will be done by free tools. People will just make them and upload them for free. And while that's great for consumers like you and me, that's absolutely horrible for big tech companies, and the market is responding. And it's so funny to watch these big tech investors running around like they're chickens with their head cut off. I mean, take a look at some of this damage control.
What do you think? How worried should we potentially be, or how worried should big tech be about this development?
I'm not that worried. I think there were a few things that have caused panic over the weekend and clearly in today, right? I mean, the headlines, the initial stuff, the takes that came out basically said, oh my God, they've duplicated OpenAI for $5 million. They did not duplicate OpenAI for $5 million. We can go through why. Number two, I don't want to discount the models they built are fantastic. They really are. And they've pulled a number of levers on efficiency that are great, but what they're doing is not miraculous either, or unknown to any of the other, top tier AI researchers or AI labs that are out there. The training efficiency and everything else that they've done, it's very explainable and kind of obvious if you look at the types of model structures and everything that they're using to build this. Long as it was not a crazy thing, and I don't think it's unknown to anybody else. I actually think it's overblown. I understand why all the panic is going on. It's going to create a rich tapestry for debate as we go forward here, but I actually think it's overblown. I actually didn't think that this is necessarily bad news. I don't think DeepSeek is doomsday for AI infrastructure. And Dan, like, I don't know what your opinion on this.
I am in line with Stacy. I've been on a bit of a tear across X. First of all, when did we decide that we're going to just believe a paper that comes out of China? There is a continuum of thoughts here, but there are leaders like Elon Musk and Scale AI CEO that have basically come out and said they probably have 50,000 H100 GPUs, maybe more. And so it's not obvious right now that everything they're sharing is exactly accurate. And it's not unlike China to potentially try to play a little bit of psyops with the Americans and the markets to see how we would react. I just think the market's completely missing this one. And the fact that we're believing China just with their word, to me, I think that needs a little more inspection.
And you can see there that neither one of these analysts mentioned the fact that Deepseek is open source. I believe that that is the main driver behind the market taking this turn. Because yes, while the Chinese model is more efficient, it was trained for cheaper, it was trained using worse chips. So that completely undercuts the investment in a chip maker like Nvidia, who profited off the belief that you need super chips in order to produce AI. The real driver behind these market dynamics is the fact that it's open source. What incentive does a customer have to buy Google's AI or ChatGPT when I can own and develop my own AI to be tweaked and adjusted in any way I want? So these guys, who are financial advisors, right, not tech people, are trying to protect the investments in American companies, ignoring the fact that American products are hyperinflated. So that's why you see that little propaganda about not trusting Chinese sources. It's not Chinese propaganda that the product works. It's not Chinese propaganda that the product is free. Both of those things are what's driving the market to turn, and it's not a miscalculation by the market.
Because what this really means is there's a possible future where algorithmic efficiency beats brute force computation. And the entire AI industry in the United States and around the world has been thinking about high-level computation and big data centers and a lot of energy use and chips. And now they're thinking, maybe not. This is a mathematical solution to a hardware problem. It's called algorithmic efficiency. They've actually written code that's more efficient than the code that's being used generally in the space throughout the world. So how did they do it? It's open source. You can see their research. They've been very good and transparent about publishing their research. They haven't exactly shown the secret sauce, but it is something that we'll be able to replicate. And by the way, the markets are reacting in a knee-jerk, and most people don't understand any of what I'm about to say to you. No one in the United States, no American, no company anywhere on earth, to be fair, is going to lay down and die because a couple of engineers figured out a better algorithm. Math is math, and engineering is engineering, and these algorithmic efficiency approaches will be figured out worldwide. Now, what does that mean for NVIDIA's chip prices? What does that mean for nuclear power plants for data centers? What does that mean for future data centers? The jury's still out. By the way, no one's replicated this. For all we know, this is the Sputnik moment, or this is the cyber Pearl Harbor where they faked this whole thing and it really wasn't done for $5.5 million in 2 months. We don't know. My guess is it was done for $6 million, and was done in 2 months. That's my guess. And we're all going to have to rise to the challenge. And by the way, I am confident that everybody will.
This completely undercuts the whole energy crisis, drill baby drill policies that Donald Trump was pushing through. Not only is the AI bubble hyperinflated, but Donald Trump's policies just got a lot harder to justify. We'll see if that $500 billion investment that he was boasting about dries up anytime soon. I'm guessing that it's already gone. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.